Okay, so good day everyone. I hope you are doing well. So in today's video lesson, we are going to dissect our first Java computer programs. So in order for us to understand how Java computer program works, we need to understand its structure. Okay, so in previous video lesson, we talk about what are the application, the mobile application, the online compiler, and then the desktop application that we need to install in our computers in order for us to write a Java computer programs. Okay, so during our previous video lesson, we discussed how to install the Java development kit or the GDK, and then we also discuss how to install the IDE or the integrated development environment. Okay, so also in our previous lesson we also create our first Java computer programs, the simple Java computer programs. So again, in today's video lesson, we are going to dissect our first Java programs. So our objective is to understand how Java computer programming works. Okay, we will try to discuss its line of code, its importance, and how it works. We will be discussing the basic parts of Java program. Also, we will start by trying to explain the basic parts of the Hello.Java program introduced in previous lesson. And we will also be discussing some coding guidelines or code convention along the way to help in effectively writing readable programs. Okay, now we'll try to dissect your first Java program. During our previous video lesson, we created a simple Java application. We created a simple Java computer programs that will output Hello World. Okay, so again, in order for us to understand how the Java computer programs, we need to understand how each line of code works in Java. Okay, so the first line of the code, the public class Hello World. It indicates the name of the class, which is Hello World. In Java, all code should be placed inside a class declaration. Okay, so we do this by using the class keyword. In addition, the class uses an access specifier public, which indicates that our class is accessible to other classes from other packages. Okay, so ano pong ibig sabihin is the Hello World is the name of the class which we created. Okay? So in other words po, ito pong Hello World is ito po yung pangalan nung class natin, 'di ba? Pag gumawa tayo ng new project sa Java, at tinatanong po niya sa atin kung ano po yung class or project name na gagawin natin. So this class name describe what are the class or describe what kind of class we created. Okay? So isa po sa magandang pamamaraan para sa pag-create ng program is sa paggawa or pag-name po ng appropriate class name. So kasi yung class name po natin, siya po yung nagde-describe kung ano po yung laman ng class na ginawa natin. Let's say for example, we created a public class employee. So the name employee describe what are the class, what type of class we created. So when we are going to say employee, so it involves person. A person with name, address, and position. Diba? So if we're going to create a class, dapat maayos po yung paggawa natin ng class. Kasi yung ibang programmers po, pag nag-create ng class name, minamadali nila, hindi na po na papangalanan ng maayos. Okay? So we do this by using the class keyword. So in order for us to create a class, so we are going to use the class keyword. We need to think it as a default keyword if you are going to create a class name. Okay, so in addition, the classes uses an access specifier public, which indicates that our class is accessible to the classes to other classes from other packages. So the public naman po is ito po yung nagde-describe kung ano pong klase na class yung ginawa natin. Okay? Yung public po na ginamit natin na keyword, it means na accessible po yung class natin throughout our entire packages. Okay? So, pag mayroon kasing dalawang class na pwede nating gawin, which is the public and the private. So, when we say private, so hindi po natin siya pwedeng gamitin sa ibang class na ginawa natin. When we say public naman, so open po siya. So, pwede po natin siyang ma-call from other classes inside our project. Okay? Next, the curly brace or the opening curly brace. It indicates the start of a block. Okay? So, in this code, we place a curly brace at the next line after the class declaration. Okay? So, pagkatapos po ng public class hello world, so the opening curly brace indicates the first line of our code. So, pagkatapos po nito, dito po tayo pwedeng mag-write ng ating code in Java. So, we can also place this next to the first line of our code. So, pwede po natin gawin na ganito. So, pwede natin gawin after the hello world or after the class name. Pwede po natin gawin na ganito. So, next, the Java comment. Okay, so a Java comment is something used to document a part of code. Okay, it is not part of the program itself but used for documentation purposes. So, ano pong ibig sabihin? Ginagawa or nilalagay lang natin as part of our documentation sa ating coding. Hindi po siya ini-execute or binabasa ni Java compiler. Okay? So, ginagawa natin na mag-create ng comments as a reference kung yung part na code na yun is ano po yung purpose. So, let's say for example, if you're going to be a programmer, you created a program. So, in order for another programmer to understand your code, so, the first programmer write a comment. So, gumagawa siya ng comment na nagdi-describe kung ano po yung code na ginagawa niya. Okay, para po pag tinuturn over po natin sa ibang programmer, alam din po nila kung ano po yung code or para saan po yung code na sinusulat. Okay? So, importante po si Java comment. Although hindi po siya binabasa, so pwede po natin siya gamitin as proper documentation para po sa ating coding. It is good programming practice to add comments to your code. Okay? So, maganda po yan. Kasi, let's say for example, napakahaba na po yung code na sinulat natin. Okay? And then we're going to find which part of our code that talks about registrations of employee. So, pwede po nating kapag gumagamit po natin ng comments, pwede po nating i-find lang or just control find natin yung keyword or your comments na ginawa natin. Okay, so in order for us to access those class much easier. Okay, so it indicates by delimiters slash, asterisk, and slash. Okay, so anything within these delimiters are ignored by the Java compiler and treated as comment. So, example of Java comment is this one. Okay? So, pag nakikita ni compiler na nag-start yung line natin ng ganito, so ini-ignore po niya yan. So, naghahanap din po siya ng ending. So, again, so if we're going to create a Java comment, so just follow the syntax. So, slash, asterisk, and then asterisk, and slash. Okay? Next is the main method. So, public static void main string arguments. So, is the most important Java method. So, the public static void main string argument is the most important Java method. When you start learning Java programming, this is the first method you encounter. Java main method is the entry point of any Java program. Its syntax is always public static void main string args. So ano po yung ibig sabihin niya? So kapag gagawa po tayo ng computer programs, iisipin po natin as this is a default syntax for our main method. So hindi po natin pwede palitan. Okay? So think it as static, or you cannot change this syntax. So, ano lang ba yung pwede nating i-change? So, sa main method natin. So, you can only change the name of the string array argument. For example, you can change args to myStringArgs. So, ang pwede lang po nating palitan sa ating main method is yung arguments po natin, or yung args po natin. Okay? Okay? So, itong si public static void main string is a default or default syntax. So, hindi po natin siya pwedeng palitan. Ang pwede po nating palitan is itong args or argument po natin. So let's look the Java main method closely and try to understand each of its parts. Okay, so the public. So what are the public means? So the public is the access modifier of the main method. So it must be public so that the Java runtime can execute this method. So again, it must be public. So hindi po natin pwede palitan. So sinabi po natin kanina, yung main method po natin is static. Okay? So hindi po natin basta-basta pwede palitan. Remember that if you make method non-public, then it's not allowed to be executed by any program. Kung papalitan po natin yung public natin, okay, it will not allow to be executed by any program. There are some access restriction applied. Okay, so it means that the main method has to be public. Okay, it has to be public. So let's see what happens if we define the main method as non-public. So ano po yung mangyayari kapag pinilit po natin na i-change yung public natin sa ating main method into non-public? Okay, so if you're going to evaluate this code, public class test, which is the name of our class, the test, yung main method natin, static void main, so inalis po natin si public. Okay, we have system.out.println hello world. Okay, so the output will be, the main will be error. Okay, it will display a message, main method not found in the class test. So, hindi po niya nakita yung main method natin. Bakit? Kasi kulang po. Okay? Kulang po yung line of code natin. Please define the main method as, so may, ano po siya dito, may suggestion kung ano po yung pwede natin gawin. So, public static void main string args or a JavaFX application class must be extend JavaFX application, application. Okay, so mag-i-error po siya. Hahanapin po niya yung public natin. So again, if we're going to create a main method, just follow its syntax, okay, or format. Okay, static. So what is the static? Static Java runtime. When Java runtime start, there is no object of the class present. Okay, so that's why the main method has to be static so that the Java virtual machine or the JVM, again, the Java virtual machine can load the class into a memory and call the main method. So, ano po yung ibig niyang sabihin? So, yung main method natin has to be static daw. Okay? Kasi kapag sa Java runtime, wala pong object na present sa ating class. Okay? Kaya we need to declare this static. Okay? So, para yung Java virtual machine natin is we'll try to load the class into our memory and we'll try to call our main method. If the main method won't be static, JVM or the Java virtual machine would not be able to call it because there is no object of the class is present. Okay, so what will happen if we try to remove the static from our main method? Okay, so public class test, same. And then public, inalis po natin yung static, void main, Same code pa rin. String arg, system.out.println hello world. So, the output will be error. So, main method is not static in class test. So, again, so yung main method daw natin is hindi po siya static. So, please define main method as public static void main.arg. Okay, so, error po yung kalalabasan niya. So, importante po na yung main method natin is naka-static. Next, how about the void? Java programming mandates that every method provides the return type. Okay, so the main method doesn't return anything. That's why its return type is void. This has been done to keep things simple because once the main method is finished executing, the Java program terminates. So, ano po yung ibig sabihin? Yung code na ginawa natin inside our main method, okay, pag pinaran po natin yung program natin na ginawa, okay, ma-execute po niya, and then pagkatapos po niya ma-execute, it will end the executions of our program. Okay, pagkatapos po niyang ma-execute yung code inside our main method, what will happen is the program will terminate. Okay? So, dapat po yung main method natin is naka-void, or yung return type natin is naka-void para pagkatapos ng execution sa ating main method, okay, ma-terminate na po yung program natin. Kasi kapag wala po tayong, or yung return type natin is hindi void, wala pong termination or proper termination sa ating program. Okay? So, return type of the main method must be void. So, there is nothing that can be done for the return object by the Java virtual machine or the JVM. So, if we try to return something from the main method, it will give compilation error as an unexpected return value. Okay? So, for example, if we have main method like below, this one, if we're going to return our main method into 0, or it will display an error message. Incompatible type, unexpected return value, return 0. Okay? So, dapat po yung main method po natin is yung return type niya is naka-void. Okay? So, next is the main. This is the name of the Java main method. It fixed, and when we start the Java program, it looks for the main method. Again, it fixed, so hindi po natin siya pwede palitan. Okay? So, kapag ini-start, kasi pag ini-start po natin, i-execute yung program natin, again, maghahanap po yung JVM natin ng main method. For example, if we have class below, public class test, public static void my main. So, pinalitan po natin yung my main, string args, system.out.println hello world. So, yung output po niya will be error. Main method not found in the class. So, hahanapin po niya yung main method natin. So, again, the line or the name main sa atin pong main method is hindi po natin siya pwede palitan. It is fixed. Okay? Please define the main method as public static void main. Okay, that's the role of the main. The string arguments. Okay? So, Java main method accept a single arguments of a type of string array. So, ano pong ibig sabihin niya? Sa computer programming, may tinatawag po tayong variable. So, itong variable is pwede po nating lagyan ng value. Let's say for example, nag-declare tayo ng variable na name. So, name is equals to 1. Okay? So, yung variable name natin, yung value niya is 1. Now, in Java computer programming, if we're going to create or to declare a variable, we need to specify what type of variable. Okay? So, para malaman po natin kung ano po yung klaseng value ang pwede natin ilagay sa variable na dineclare po natin. So, halimbawa, kanina yung name, nilagyan po natin ng value na Juan. So, para po malagyan po natin na value na Juan, we need to specify what type of variable yung dineclare po natin. Kasi pwede po tayong maglagay ng value na name is equals to 1. Name is equals to 2. So, hindi po siya appropriate. Yung variable po natin, we need to specify what type of variable is. So, if we're going to create or to store a value of name, so we need to declare the type of variable is string. Okay? If we are going to declare a variable name and then we are going to store a value of numbers, so we need to declare the type of variable is integer. So this indicates that our main method accepts a single arguments of a type of string array. So pwede po siyang mag-accept ng value as a string array. Okay, so ano pong ibig sabihin ng array? So malalaman po natin yan in our next video lesson. Okay, so the square bracket represent the array of string that is passed as an argument of this method. So the arg is the name of its parameter. Okay, you can use any parameter name as you wish. Okay, so this also called as Java command line argument. So ano pong ibig sabihin? So in string arg po natin, ang pwede lang po nating palitan is yung arguments po natin. Okay? So, hindi po natin pwede palitan yung string. So, yung string natin is, again, it is a type of, it specify what type of data na pwede po nating i-hold sa ating main method. Okay? So, hindi po natin siya pwede palitan. Okay? So, example, public static void main string my parameter. So, in this example, the only thing na pwede na pinalitan natin is yung arguments natin, my parameter. Okay? So, again, in our main method, this is the syntax or this is the structure. Word by word, public static void main string your argument name. So, the public static void main string, it is a default syntax and we cannot change this line of code. Okay? But we can change our argument name. Any name that we want. Okay, the closing curly brace. So, indicates the closing of the block. So, in Java computer programming, every opening curly brace must have a closing curly brace. Okay? So, magka-partner po sila. So, ano pong ibig sabihin? So, pag nag-create po tayo ng code, pag nag-indicate po tayo ng opening curly brace, again, may kasama po dapat siya always na closing tag. Okay? So, like this one. So, may opening tayo dito, dalawa. Makikita natin, may closing din po tayo na dalawa. Okay? Kapag may missing po na isa dyan, mag-i-error po yung code na ginagawa natin. Okay, so that's it guys. Into this video lesson, we learn how the Java computer program structure works, line by line. So, ano po yung importance niya sa line of code natin at ano po yung mangyayari kapag inalis po natin siya. So again, thank you for your time and then see you in our next video lesson. Thank you and God bless.